God, dog, man.
He said he gobbled.
Yo, Cap, what you think about that video?
Let me
oh yeah, we didn't even get to that.
Look, we gotta
man. I love this shit.
So this video, nephew, you sent this one in, right?
And I think you had sent it to John, right?
Yeah. So before I even play it, actually, let me load it real quick.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I might cry. That shit made me sad.
I won't play it, but I'm gonna ask you to summarize it, right? Because it's a long video. I didn't edit it down, so it only plays that clip. Just give a brief summary of what it is, and then we'll play it. And when you guys want me to stop it, we'll discuss what's going on.
So nigga frying chicken.
So this video is a cop. He's a 71-year-old dude. I guess he was on a public sidewalk, which he's allowed to be. And I guess he was drunk in public, and the people wanted him to move. So this cop came and started, like, tapping his stomach and fucking with him, pulled out his taser, act like he was going to hit him with a taser, challenged the 71-year-old drunk dude to a fight, and then rushed him, punched him, knocked him down, knocked him out. He hit his head on the concrete, and the 71-year-old man died. And you'll see in the video, like, all he had to do was literally just, like, he could grab him, put him in cuffs, whatever. It was simple. It was super simple. But he kept playing with him, tapping his stomach and pulling the taser. It's
like
just
antagonizing the fuck out of him.
Literally,
man.
it's sick to watch, man. And then the judge says the guy threw the punch first. And you watch the video, the guy never threw a punch. So,
I mean, the hard part is like we always say, the police, the judges, they're all in cahoots with each other. What do they say? I don't want to quote. I don't want to, if I say this quote, I don't want to get in trouble. But in that one, what's the movie with Nick Cannon?
When we supposed to roll the video after nephew done talking and shit?
Yeah, you're right.
What we supposed to roll the video after?
Was a brutal punch that proved to be fatal.
Officer Brown was the aggressor.
What you want to do? The Detroit police officer charged for killing an elderly man outside of a bowling alley.
Stands accused of killing an elderly man by punching him in the face.
Welcome back to the Lackluster Channel. On September 1st of 2023, Officer Juwan Brown of the Detroit Police Department was dispatched to a local establishment for a report of a man who wouldn't leave the sidewalk in front of a bowling alley. Surveillance and body cam footage exists, but has not been made available to the public.
What's up, sir? How you doing today?
Police were called to the Garden Bowl in Midtown just after 6 p.m. The 70-year-old Vance was drunk and belligerent, staff said, and refused to leave.
You're walking down the sidewalk. Now put your hands on me again, and it's gonna be some.
A witness described Vance as smelling of alcohol and unsteady on his feet. At the beginning of the interaction, Officer Brown is calm, but as Vance continues to be uncooperative, the officer pulls out his taser.
What you want to do? What you want to do? Get your hands on me. I'll light you up. And I'm going to knock your mother out. So I ain't going to put my hands on you. But I'm going to light you up. Now I can break your jaw or you can walk.
As more time passes, Officer Brown appears more impatient. At one point, he pushes Vance into a man walking down the street. Seconds later, Brown puts his hand out to touch Vance, and a few seconds after that, he does it again. Not long after, Officer Brown assumes a fighting stance.
What's up? You ain't doing it like that.
After being punched, Vance lay motionless in the street after striking his head on the pavement.
At no point during the encounter did Officer Brown try to de-escalate. A witness claims that Daryl Vance's lifeless body was sprawled out in the street for 20 minutes without medical assistance before EMTs arrived. He was left unconscious for 3 weeks after being struck down by Officer Brown, dying in the hospital as a result. Officer Brown was suspended with pay the day after the incident, and over a month later, the Board of Police Commissioners finally met to vote on revoking his pay.
Commander Michael McGinnis, Professional Standards. We're here at the Chief's behest to request that you approve his request to change Officer Juwan Brown's duty status from currently he is suspended with pay to admin leave without pay but with medical benefits. Officer Brown received and responded to a police run for a disturbance about an individual who was refusing to leave the establishment. Officer Brown asked the individual to leave several times, and then unfortunately, instead of de-escalating, Officer Brown escalated the situation, which resulted into an unnecessary use of force, which then rendered the victim in this incident.
What y'all think about that thing there?
Disgusting, man. And that's why I don't like the police.
He need to be convicted.
Wow.
I feel like I'm looking and watching, and I'm thinking of all the different ways he could have de-escalated that and took a different approach instead of having the big bad cop and exercising his authority. And he's a brother too. Like,
looked like he was trying to show off.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Thank you. I said the same thing to Cap. He was trying to show off his security.
You know what? A simple humbling himself and putting his arm around the dude and walking like, yo, I'll get you a brew. What's good, man? Like, take that energy and that connection of brotherhood and melanin.
Yeah.
You take that and use that to your advantage when you're in that position. You don't need to make an example of that man and
egg him on.
Come on, bro. It's like, yo, you know what? I dig it, bro. I dig it. I call him.
I'm pretty sure he got an uncle in his family like that.
Come
too.
on, man.
I don't give a fuck what background. I mean, you got to have at least one uncle. And you heard what he said. You put your hands on me, it's gonna be a fucking problem. He was serious. That old man was serious.
Yeah.
He's in his ways. You know what I mean? He's been that way for the rest of his life. He obviously had a couple drinks in him.
Offer to buy him a beer. Yo, can I buy you a beer, man?
That officer looked like you said. Like
Come on,
I said,
fam.
He was showing off in front of that security guard.
You hungry?
You know he was showing off when he did the stomach tap. When he had the taser and went like this and poked him in the stomach. Like, come on, bro. Who are you doing that for? That's not police.
That was
protocol.
nigga shit. That was nigga shit right there.
The unfortunate thing about all of this is the simple fact that if it was a white cop, we would say he was abusing his power. It's a black.
I'm still saying
no,
that.
no. But what I'm saying is, it's a black cop, and he's abusing his power.
Yep.
The hardest part for me to actually look at the video is the simple fact of, as a people, we're supposed to try to take care of each other.
Yes.
And that shows the divide, the generational divide of these young kids, like we always talked about, with clout and wanting to be more than what they are.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And
like that young black cop should have known that, hey,
come on, respect.
You could be my old kind of drunk ass uncle.
Yeah.
You belligerent, but I shouldn't put my hands on you right now.
And if you wanted to be extra tough, run up on them, turn them around, put them in some cuffs, put them in the car, and yada yada.
Put them in a sober tank.
Word up! Don't you can't put your hands.
And what's
on
crazy is he wasn't doing anything illegal except being drunk in public. Like he wasn't.
Can we say that
you can't
cop
trespass.
was the definition of a bitch ass nigga?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need a bitch ass nigga bucket.
We need a bitch ass nigga bucket, right?
Yeah.
Every
We need a tall one though.
No, a bitch ass nigga bucket.
I told John on when we was
button.
coming
You know,
back.
I was gonna say bucket, like a tall one that was.
Nah, you know how like
that shit need
You know how
$5 per bitch ass.
You know,
nigga.
you know,
Oh,
you know how
talking about putting money
Charlemagne.
in? I
so we
thought
could
you
buy
talking
some
about a
new-
tall one,
you
so
know-
we can put some lime in the bottom of it.
Nah, put money in
But
so
you
we
know
can
how
buy some new
Charlemagne got
equipment.
donkey
not
of the
money,
day?
but a line.
So many bitch ass niggas around here.
But you know
we
how
gonna buy some
Charlemagne
new
got
shit.
donkey of the day?
A bucket
We need to
full.
have a bitch ass nigga.
Nigga of the day, yeah.
A
And
bitch ass nigga.
so I
of the
told John
week.
when you put a badge on somebody, they get this false sense of entitlement, and that's why I don't like cops, man.
That shit was sickening.
I mean, the hard part is all
Literally
cops aren't
sickening.
bad though.
yeah,
They're not.
yeah.
Just like all Black Lives Matter people aren't bad.
Yeah, nah.
Dumb
It's
niggas
tough.
do dumb shit. Dumb
Yeah.
cops do dumb shit.
And
The
all
problem
people
is-
and all people that use references from the Bible aren't bad either.
And all
know what?
people and all
Trying
people
to
that
bring it
don't
back.
believe
We on
in
a different
God
subject.
aren't bad.
Trying to bring it
either.
back.
Yo, listen, this is just a prime example of the way that I live out my life and the way that I use to parent and educate my daughter and my children. You have a choice to make. And your life is just a culmination of choices, back-to-back choices, decisions. Yeah. And he made the decision to do that instead of taking another route.
Yeah.
And that's sad, man, because he had the free will.
Because
to
I
do
feel for that
something
brother
else.
too. Like,
Yeah, you have to.
he
And it all
fucked
came
up.
from a punch.
He didn't get reprimanded the way he should have, but
Yeah.
you can't tell me that shit ain't weighing on his conscience and
yeah.
soul.
I hope so.
It didn't look like it because once he got exonerated, the big white fat cop that was in the court, they went and dapped up and hugged.
I'm saying, I mean, the person,
As a human being.
this is a fact. Unless you're a sociopath and a psychopath, right? The person you are, even with just one person around you, is rarely to the T the same individual you are when it's just you looking in the mirror at the end of the night.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And that refers to me too, because it's like, I know that I feel safer or better, or I feel different in different companies, right? Not to say I'm less of a man. Oh, I ain't pointing at you. I don't like how you touching me either. Your hand's too big for
I'm
that,
just
man.
smiling at you.
That shit feel like I got a blanket on my shoulder.
I'm glad. I just want to tell you, I'm
a
glad
heated blanket.
I'm glad I'm able to make you feel safe, brother. You know what I mean? When I'm around you, you know what I'm saying? And my thumb fucked up. It's on video.
Come here.
Keep it out your ass, nigga.
Y'all some nasty. We need a pause button, even though we don't do that, man. I guess my point is, like, at the end of the night, that cop has to know he did something fucked up.
Super.
Yeah.
Super.
Who around him is gonna be like, yo, you did what you had to do, son?
Doesn't
Man.
Even his mother, even his grandparents, somebody in the family. Like
Somebody gonna check
I said, even though he was an officer, he obviously grew up, in a good home. I guess I'm what's the word I'm looking for? Allegedly. He grew up in a good way. He assuming that he was on the right path. He became an officer. He got a degree because he's an officer.
Cody, if you don't put your goddamn phone down.
But obviously,
I'm sorry. My
his
bad.
parents or his somebody has to be upset with him for doing that. Like,
Yeah,
you
my
had
whole
to
thing
punch that, man.
is does he feel bad or is he happy he got away with it?
Who nobody knows.
Because he looked super happy when he got exonerated.
I mean, I think anybody that makes a mistake, if they can,
He hasn't made a statement.
Oh yeah, we didn't watch the end of the video either.
I'm telling you, he got
So
exonerated.
the end of the video is he got exonerated, but later on in life, I don't know how long it was, he went into a restaurant and the restaurant refused to serve him when he went in there.
And a couple other cops too.
Yeah, and a couple other cops. So he made a big deal out of not getting service in this restaurant. And when he was getting interviewed, he was like, yeah, they should treat people like human beings. And they were making it a point to note that he was saying that after he killed this dude, after he could have treated him like a human being.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Deep.
of context. That's a lot more context.
That's really
Deep,
right. That's
son.
standing on business for real right there.
Let you kill my old uncle.
Coming for you.
And that's what I said.
So
Like,
do I stand on partial business?
because you stand on.
If you part of that
Plastic.
restaurant, yeah.
Now you stand on like a.
If I stand on partial business.
Hoodie, if you got to point out the joke, it's not a joke, bro.
And with that being said, we want to thank y'all for tuning in Mindfulness Change podcast.
Word up,
baby.
105.
Yeah, we love y'all.
Yo, and we got to do our own motherfucking outro
Oh, yeah, I
song.
forgot. Yeah,
Y'all keep
yeah,
bullshitting, and we going to end it on that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Peace.